Hey, we're back here with the Fanzeal Week in Review. I'm Justin Simon. That's Brandon Boykin, coming to you every week at YouTube, Fanzeal Sports. It's a great week in sports, but we lost some of the legends of the game. I think the biggest one, we lost Moses Malone, and and a Philadelphia icon.
The guy was just a beast. I mean, all these supposed great big men that we have now, Moses was the guy that was putting in the work. The guy was just a beast down there.
Yep.
Dwight Howard, all these other big guys. That's who you need to watch because Moses did it. He did it as a team player. He got rings, and he did it the right way. He's definitely going to be missed.
And if you want to know why Charles Barkley's going to end up in the Hall of Fame, it's simply because of what Moses taught him. He was a fat kid out of Auburn, little lethargic, didn't work that hard, and Moses said, "No, son, in the NBA, this is how we go."
Yeah.
So Philadelphia has a lot to thank him for. The other loss, and the one in baseball is mourning this week, is the great Yogi Berra. Now let me give you some numbers in case you just don't quite have an understanding of how great Yogi was. In 1950, he hit 28 home runs and struck out 12 times. He was an 18-time All-Star. He had 3 MVP awards. He won 10 World Series titles as a player. That's Bill Russell-esque.
Yeah.
And the greatest quote in sports history. How much do people today not realize how good Yogi was?
It's, when you're talking about players of different generation, you're always going to have that question of, okay, is this guy better than that guy? The live ball era, the pitchers,
Sure.
This, that, and the other. I mean, great players are just great players, and it doesn't...
10 rings.
Yeah, and the guy's only 5'7". The guy's the size of like a
hot pocket?
Yeah, pretty much a hot pocket. I mean, but the kid, he could smack the ball. He knew how to get contact. I heard some stat that Bryce Harper struck out more times this year than he did in his entire career. I mean,
that's just out of control. That's insane. That is an eye for the ball. One of the great catchers of all time, Hall of Famer, still to this day, up until a few weeks ago, was hanging around the ballpark. I think that while he didn't say everything that was attributed to him, it's better that it was attributed to him and the Yogi-isms. And if you check out the Zeal, the weekly newsletter coming from Fanzeal, you'll see some of the best there ever were. But he will really be missed.
Most definitely. Hats off to you, Yogi.
Hats off, Yogi. You're a class act. You know who's not a class act? A high school football coach in San Antonio, Texas, resigned this week after it came out that, he did tell his kids to go after and spear and attack a ref in a football game, claiming there were racial slurs, claiming there were some questionable calls. What happened to having any respect for authority?
It's a sign of the times, and some of these coaches, it just goes to show you that they don't have the kids' best interests at heart. Now, initially, when everyone saw this video, everyone wanted to jump on the kids.
Yep.
These are teenage high school boys. They have enough on their plate to be confused about. And they're looking to this one guy who's supposed to be a symbol of leadership on their team. He's supposed to be a responsible adult, and he tells them that it's okay to go ahead and do this. I mean, I understand everyone wants to come down on the kids, but to me, this one really falls on the coach.
I couldn't agree with you more. If you think back to when you were in high school, if you're 16, 15, somewhere in that neck of the woods, even if you're a senior and you're 17, 18, and your coach tells you this is what you're going to do, you listen. And I'll tell you what, even more so in Texas.
Yeah.
In Texas, this isn't a question of is this a good idea or not. This is, am I going to be able to continue to be a high school kid if I don't listen to my coach? That's how serious it's taken down there. And this is just an absolute disgrace.
Yeah, it's sad. And it's sad that the kids have to be involved in this.
Yep.
Because of a coach that basically lost his scruples. And really, in my opinion, shouldn't be coaching anywhere. I mean, I understand that he supposedly came out and retired after he
resigned, retired.
Yeah, but I mean, if I'm an AD at any of the program, this is not the kind of guy that I want to bring in. I don't care how good his credentials look.
I agree. He may be a good coach, but he's not a leader of young men.
No.
Speaking of good coaches, I am wearing my Philadelphia Eagles shirt, and I am going to wear this shirt until the Philadelphia Eagles win a game. I don't know when that's going to be. They're playing the Jets this week, and that doesn't look good. I was in Philadelphia this week. We spoke when I was on the East Coast. The town is losing its collective mind. It doesn't know what to do. It's a doomsday scenario. It's Armageddon. 0-2. Chip Kelly. They can't run. They can't pass. They've already lost one of their two starting linebackers, middle linebackers, and the other one's on shaky legs. What's going to go on in Philadelphia?
I think it's a combination of things, because you look at how much confusion is going on in their division right now between the other discombobulated teams out there. Half of them are on the injury list with Dallas.
Romo's out. Dez is out. They got
Witten.
Witten's questionable. Defensive linemen are out.
Yeah, and then you got to look at the Skins. Well, you just look at the Skins.
You can look at the Skins. I'm going to be over here crying for the Skins.
And then you look at the Giants, my favorite team to talk about of all. And the teams, there's no way that Philly should be head and shoulders above these teams.
Yep.
They've got way more talent. They brought in this innovative system, and they've got all these different analytics guys, and they're measuring their workout and their energy output. But at the end of the game, you got to play the game. You got to get 11 men on that field to play offense, 11 play defense. And when your O-line is not blocking, it doesn't matter who you've got back there, unless you've got Barry Sanders. And DeMarco Murray is in no form or fashion anything close to Barry Sanders.
No.
Not knocking him. But the O-line, I think, has been the biggest issue, because every time Sam Bradford takes a hit, you can hear everybody in Philly.
We cringe. We literally cringe. We're not sure if he's going to get up.
Yeah, and I mean, they're running plays for Murray, running him out of the shotgun, and he's a downhill runner. He's not going to bounce around and skate around in the backfield, so he just doesn't have what it takes from his O-line or from the play calling to be able to really get them going. And if your running game's not going in football, I mean, you're done.
Well, and this is a run-first team. A lot of people came in and thought Chip Kelly was going to run a pass-first offense, but he throws the pass off of a successful run game. It's why he's got Ryan Matthews, why he has DeMarco Murray, why they got Darren Sproles. But what they also did, they got rid of two top guards. One's in Indy, one's in Denver. Mathis was really the big loss, an all-pro, one of the best in the game. If your center of your line can't block, you can't downhill run.
No.
And Jason Peters on the left tackle spot looks old. He's been hobbling in both games. I don't know what Philly's going to do. I know that they asked the Pope during his visit if they would bless the Eagles. I don't know if he did or not. I'm unlike Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if God is a football fan. But I will tell you what, Eagles fans are losing their minds. And if they lose this week, you're going to see Chip Kelly hung in effigy.
Yeah, I heard there was a bird in some type of response, but I don't know what kind of bird it was.
Well, I am going to pick the Eagles this week against my better judgment.
Who are they playing this
They're
week?
playing the Jets. I don't know why. The Jets aren't giving up any points. They're not giving up many yards, and that's a good ball control offense. They can keep the ball away from the Eagles. So everything says the Jets should win. But until the Eagles win, I'm wearing an Eagles shirt.
Oh, hope you got a lot of Febreze, buddy.
Well, check us out on the Blab, 9:30 Pacific, 12:30 Eastern, before the games kick off. Brandon and I are live, previewing every game, doing a whip around the league, talking about the latest news, the latest fantasy impact, who you should sit, who you should start, who you should pick, and who you should avoid. Thanks for tuning into the Fanzeal Weekend Review. Again, I'm Justin Simon. That's Brandon Boykin. Go to fanzeal.com, sign up for the best newsletter in sports. Check us out on Twitter at Fanzeal, and we'll see you back here next week on our YouTube channel, Fanzeal Sports.